Every day you wake up to a war. Not bullets, not swords, something quieter, more lethal. Distraction, drift, disorder. And what do most people bring to that battle? A phone, a stale cup of coffee, and a plan that starts with, maybe later. Good luck with that. Here's the truth. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your systems. Discipline isn't sexy. Routine isn't glamorous. But they're weapons, sharpened in silence, built for the war within. You wake up. Congrats. You're alive. Then immediately ruin a vibe by grabbing your phone like it's gonna fix your life. It's not. You scroll. Some guy you barely remember just bought a house, a dog, and inner peace, while you're still arguing with your alarm like it owes your rent. Then comes the lie. Tomorrow, I'll fix everything right. Because future you definitely won't be up at 2 a.m. eating cereal from a coffee mug and spiraling on YouTube. You're either training for the life you want or rehearsing your own defeat. No in between. Just reps. No montage, just brutally unsexy discipline. Wake, move, focus, reflect, sleep, repeat, until your excuses tap out. Motivation? Cute. It shows up when it feels like it. You need something colder. Rhythm. A routine that doesn't hype you up. It holds you up when you're tired, when you're lost, when you forgot who you're becoming. That's what we're building today. Not for likes, for legacy. Most people wake up like victims. They don't rise, they react. Eyes open, brain hijacked by TikToks and text messages. And just like that, their day belongs to someone else. A 2023 study in sleep health found that people who start their day with phone use report significantly higher stress and lower self-efficacy throughout the day. Translation, you're not lazy, you're just leaking willpower before breakfast. The Vikings didn't have alarm clocks, but they had something better. A reason to wake up, to farm, to train, to fight, to live with intention. You don't need an axe, you need an anchor. He rises quietly. No grumbling, no scrolling, just the sound of wind and footsteps. A boy who once lived by vengeance, now learning to live by rhythm. Wake up at the same time every day, before the world starts screaming. Don't touch your phone. Don't check the news. Just breathe. Open your window. Let the air punch you awake like a cold Viking slap. Morning silence is sacred. And no, that doesn't mean doom scrolling in the dark while contemplating your existence. The battle for your day is won in the first 10 minutes. Control that, and you're already ahead of 90% of people. Sleepwalking through their lives. Set your alarm. No snooze. Place your phone across the room. And for 10 minutes, do nothing but exist on purpose. How many things did you do yesterday without thinking? You scrolled, you replied, you clicked, you said yes to things you didn't mean. Most people aren't lazy, they're just moving through life on autopilot. And autopilot doesn't build warriors, it builds wanderers. Your day shouldn't feel like a badly programmed video game, glitching from one task to the next, like an NPC with emotional damage. To improve, you don't need to do more. You need to do what matters on purpose. Intentional action is about choosing your direction before your day chooses it for you. Not reacting, not drifting, not zombie clicking, but asking, why am I doing this? What does it build? Who am I becoming by doing it? Behavioral research shows even small daily choices, when done with intent, compound into identity change. It's not about huge changes. It's about stacking micro decisions like bricks until you've built someone unstoppable. Season 1, Thorfinn, he moved out of rage. Season 2, he moves with meaning. Every shovel of dirt, chosen. Every breath, earned. He doesn't have to work. He chooses to. And that's what makes him dangerous now. Not his sword, but his stillness. Start this shift today. Before you open TikTok, ask why. Before you eat, ask how it fuels you. Before you speak, ask if it builds or breaks. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. Even 5 minutes of focused action can outpower an hour of drifting. When you move with intent, your life stops happening to you and starts flowing from you. That's when people notice. Not because you're louder, but because your presence is undeniable. Pick one task today, just one, and do it with complete presence. Make your coffee slowly. Write that one paragraph like it matters. Ask that one question with your full attention. Start small, start sharp, and move with the energy of someone who knows where they're going. You sit down to work, but your focus shattered. You got 13 tabs open, 4 group chats buzzing, and a YouTube algorithm begging you to watch a cat solve a Rubik's Cube. We're overstimulated, but under-accomplished. It's not that you can't focus, it's that you've never trained your mind to be still. Stillness doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing one thing with full presence. Cal Newport calls it deep work, the kind that separates amateurs from masters. According to his research, deep, distraction-free work produces more in less time. Stillness is a superpower. Thorfinn's not multitasking, not checking if Kettle liked his latest reel. He's planting row after row. His hands are dirty. His mind clear. It's not glorious, but it's meaningful. Try this. Set a 60-minute timer. No phone, no music, no switching tabs, just you and your task. Treat it like sacred ground, like a ritual. You don't need to do more. You need to do deeper. The world will beg for your attention, but only you can choose where it lands. When you learn to work in stillness, you're not just productive. You become unshakable. Start with one session, just one. Set a timer, kill distractions, protect the sacred. Not for hustle points, but for your future self. You're doing the work. You're waking up early. You're moving with purpose. But something still feels off, like you're climbing a ladder, and suddenly realize it's leaning against the wrong wall. Welcome to the moment. Most people quit. Not because they're weak, but because they never paused to ask, is this even the right path? Improvement without reflection is like sailing without a compass. You might move fast, but you might be drifting in the wrong direction. The Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius ended each day by journaling. What did I do well? What did I fail at? What can I improve? Why? Because awareness is the foundation of wisdom. In the words of James Clear, reflection is the pause that gives you power. No words, just water, wind, and memory. Thorfinn doesn't speak, but you feel it. He's questioning everything. His father, his past, his violence, and for the first time, he's not reacting. He's realigning. Maybe you journal. Maybe you walk. Maybe you just lie there staring at the ceiling. But every night, before the noise resets tomorrow, ask yourself, what did I build today? What did I break? And who did I move closer to becoming? You don't become unshakable by charging forward blindly. You become unshakable by stopping long enough to course correct. If your life feels off track, maybe it's not the universe testing you. Maybe it's just you're bad at directions. Try the 3R method tonight. Review. What did I do today? Reflect. What did I learn? Realign. What will I do tomorrow on purpose? It'll take 5 minutes, but it might save you 5 years going in the wrong direction. The modern bedtime routine, Netflix autoplay, doom scrolling, blue light, self-loathing. You say, just one more video. And suddenly it's 2 a.m. and your brain feels like a microwave burrito. You don't have a sleep problem, you have a discipline problem. Discipline isn't about restriction, it's about closing the loop. The best warriors knew when to rest because they earned it. They treated night as sacred, not a collapse, but a ceremony. In psychology, this is called a shutdown ritual, a way to signal the brain, the battle is done, you're safe now. According to Dr. Cal Newport, those who practice shutdown rituals report higher productivity and lower burnout. No noise, no chaos, Just candlelight, steady breath, and silence. After a day of honest labor, Thorfinn doesn't need distraction. He needs rest, and in that stillness, he rebuilds. You want to win tomorrow? You need to shut down tonight. 1 hour before bed, cut the screens, dim the lights, read something light, breathe. Don't end your day in escape, end it in ownership. A warrior's rest isn't lazy, it's sacred, because how you sleep determines how you show up tomorrow. And most people never show up because they never learned how to shut down. Pick a shutdown ritual. Stretch, read, journal. Set tomorrow's priorities. And then unplug. Not because you're tired, but because you're training to be ready. Forget the perfect morning. Forget the optimized to-do list. You don't need a life coach. You need a drumbeat, a rhythm you return to when you're tired, lost, unmotivated. Something so simple it looks boring, but so intentional it's dangerous. Wake with purpose. Move with intent. Work in stillness. Reflect with honesty. Rest with discipline. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Until the man you've been chasing is the one staring back in the mirror. This isn't a routine. It's a resurrection. Will you show up tomorrow? Or will you scroll past your own destiny?